Finally getting his chance at a title once again. What are his chances?
Good puncher, slick boxer. This is going to be an interesting fight.
Well, right now, Simon Brown is certainly on top of the world. Buddy McGIRT knew that feeling at one time, and he definitely wants to taste it again. In 1988, Simon Brown served notice that he was a force to be reckoned with in the welterweight division. After being knocked to the canvas in the second round, he came storming back to deck Tyrone Price 3 times in the 12th. Miraculously, Price was able to survive the 12th round onslaught. Brown continued to win the war of attrition and captured the vacant IBF title. The Jamaican native had made the passage from contender to champion.
When I first met Tyler, I figured he was just like winning another, fight. It didn't sink in as yet until when I, on the bus coming to the airport, and I look at my title and look at my wife, and I said to her, "I'm the champion. I do got a belt." She said, "Yes, you do. I've been working for it a long time." And that's when we started sinking in.
Like Simon Brown, 1988 was a breakthrough year for James Buddy McGIRT. He met his nemesis, Frankie Warren, for the vacant IBF junior welterweight title. At the time, Warren was the only blemish on McGIRT's record. Buddy avenged his earlier defeat and realized his dream of a championship.
When it all sinks in, then it hits you. It's just like a dream comes true. Sometimes you can't really believe it.
Buddy was rudely awakened from his dream in his second title defense. A poorly prepared McGIRT was no match for Meldrick Taylor. After only 7 months, McGIRT passed from contender to champion back to contender.
I knew I made a mistake. So why should I sit around and be like, "No, but man, you shouldn't have." It's over with.
Life as a world champion has been good for Simon Brown and his family. Brown is 9-0 in world title fights. His only loss was a split decision to Marlon Sterling. All of his other opponents have fallen victim to his ring skill. This gentle family man is a sharp contrast to the cold-blooded assassin that Simon Brown has become in the ring. The only thing Brown holds more dear than his title is his family. Longtime friend Maurice Blocker found out how possessive Brown can be when the two clashed last March. Not even friendship would slow the murderous attack of Brown. Now residing in Maryland, Brown is both the king of his castle and the palace guard. He knows he must maintain a constant vigil to protect what he has built.
This is my job, This is overfeeding my wife and kids. As you see here, this is where I bought my car. This is where I bought my house. This is if I want $1 in my pocket, I could get it. Because I can remember when my daughter India was born, I didn't have this. I didn't have $1, to buy milk or Pampers. So, I was worried back in the days. And, when I have the chance to do this now, and I see that it's paying off for me, I work hard. I work extra hard.
McGIRT, too, has had to work hard, supporting 6 children while trying to remain in the title picture. He knows the past 3 years could have been more bountiful if he were still champion instead of a contender. But he remains undaunted.
I lost the title, but I'm going to get it back. It might be a year, it might be 2, but unfortunately it took 3 years. But I don't care. I know what I've done wrong, so why should I sit around and pout about it?
Unable to make the 140-pound limit, McGIRT began campaigning at 147 pounds as a full-fledged welterweight. He continued his winning ways at the new weight division. His only setback was an arm injury that kept him out of action for 5 months. Even though title opportunities eluded him, McGIRT continued to stay active, fighting any willing opponent. His motivation for fighting was more practical than just winning a second world title.
Pay my damn bills, Jack. Got a lot of them. So the only way I was going to do that was fight. Not sit down and worry about which champion I was going to fight or which non-champion I was going to fight. I say, look, I got bills I got to pay. I can't sit and wait for you guys. I got to make a living. I got to go out here and do what I do best.
If he can beat Simon Brown, that would mark Buddy McGIRT's passage back to the big time. If he loses to Brown, he might not get another chance at a world title. Simon Brown is on the verge of passing from star to superstar. Brown's professionalism, however, will not allow him to concentrate on anything other than his next opponent.
I'm still hungry to beat a fighter like Buddy, you know. So the hungriness is still there for me, and I think the hungriness will never leave there until I leave boxing, because when I feel like the hungriness is leaving there for me, it's time to get off boxing.
I think about the fight now when I'm running in the mornings, and I think about getting off the plane, coming home not champion, you know, coming home a loser. Not saying not champion, coming home a loser. You know, sometimes you think, you be like, damn, you know, you don't want to do that right now. You want to come home on top of the world. You know what I mean? You want to come home when the smoke clears. I want to be standing with my hands raised in victory.
Well, if Simon Brown should win tonight, does he make the jump from star to superstar?
Yes, he's bordering on it right now. He either waits for Julio Cesar Chavez to go up, that's big-time potatoes, Meldrick Taylor, a big money fight, or goes up in weight to Terry Norris, another big fight. Any victory there makes him a superstar.
Well, Brown recently beat up his best friend, Maurice Blocker. I don't know if I want to be Buddy McGIRT right now, but could this mean a return to the big time for McGIRT?
Oh, definitely, McGIRT. And I think it would be an upset Simon Brown here. He is really in big potatoes, and he's in line for all those fights.
Well, there's certainly no quit in either one of these fighters, Brown or McGIRT. What about strategy?
Well, I think Simon Brown never changes. He comes in relentlessly, very slowly, builds up a head of steam, and then finishes you off. I think we're going to look for more of a motion fight from McGIRT, and trying to get tired while inflicting pain. Whoever inflicts their game plan on the other usually wins a fight.
All right, we are set for the facts and figures, the tail of the tape for tonight's championship fight. Our main event, both are 27 at 5'9", Brown with a 2.5-inch height advantage. The weight, Brown 147, McGIRT 145, and the reach almost even. The rules, according to the WBC, a 10-point must system in effect, 3 scoring judges, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule, only the referee can stop the fight. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the last round. Coming up from the Grand Ballroom of the Mirage Hotel, Simon Brown, James Buddy McGIRT. It's for the WBC Welterweight Championship.
I gotta continue to win. I'm not looking back. There's no looking back for me. You know, I gotta continue to move on.
I see this fight as a life and death fight, because neither one of us is going to give up. We're both going to fight until the last breath. It's going to be a great fight.
The only way to beat Buddy is to knock them out. I mean, you don't have no other. I mean, you can beat them in a decision, but I can't depend on the judge or the referee.
I know Simon Brown is a warrior. You know, he's going to be fighting to keep his championship. You know, something he worked hard for. But you know, I'm a warrior also.
I got to depend on these 2 hands, you know, and depend on my Lord to just give me the strength and health, and I'll go up there and do the rest.
I lost the title, then I worked my way back up. So now they're like, okay, let's see what McGIRT's made of now. So now this is going to show them what I'm made of.
Ready to make his way into the ring, the challenger, #1 rated James Buddy McGIRT out of Brentwood, New York, the former IBF junior welterweight champ, one of the most active world-class fighters in the game today, trying to make his way back to the top. the champion, a 3-1 favorite coming in, Simon Brown, a native of Jamaica, as James Buddy McGIRT, doing some praying, some last-minute praying, getting ready for Simon Brown. Buddy McGIRT, the underdog coming in, but a lot of people are saying that he could come through big here tonight.
You know, the betting went from 3.5 to 2.5 to 1, and money keeps coming in on McGIRT. The problem with the whole thing is, you know, McGIRT has fought lesser opposition, so, you know, here comes his problem.
Here he is, Simon Brown, looking to make it 10 for 10 in championship fights, tied his first defense of the WBC welterweight title. And keep in mind, this is for the WBC title only, as Simon Brown, who unified the WBC and IBF crowns, gave up the IBF version because, as his advisor told us, the IBF used unethical ways to handle the contract for the Maurice Blocker fight, plus the IBF sanctioned fights in apartheid South Africa. And Brown told me sometimes he wishes he didn't vacate the title because he's sick and tired of being asked about it. In any event, the crowd here at the Mirage Grand Ballroom eagerly anticipating the main event, Simon Brown against James Buddy McGIRT. We are set for ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to ask you to rise for the singing of our national anthem. My pleasure to present to you at this time the outstanding recording artist and popular entertainer currently appearing at the Golden Nugget. Welcome, the one and only Lou Rawls.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and those bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting up in the air, they gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the talking about the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and sports fans joining us around the world, welcome as Don King Productions and the Mirage, in association with Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers, present the Feast of Champions, the main event of the evening, the WBC Welterweight Championship bout. This event is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council President Jose Sulaiman, the Supervisor Dean Loheis, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the Chairman Luther Mack, Commissioners Dr. James Nave, Dr. Elias Ganem, Bruce Lane, and Matt Carasali, and the executive director is Chuck Minker. Presenting the officials as appointed. Ringside physicians, Dr. Flip Pomansky, Dr. James Game, Dr. Al Capana. Timekeepers at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, Al Bisick and Mike Lasella. Introducing to you the judges at ringside. Presenting Jerry Roth, Dalby Shirley, and Rai Solis. And introducing the referee in charge of this bout, he will be giving instructions after the introductions, Mills Lane. All right, fans, here we go. Brought to you by Don King, the Mirage, and Budweiser. It's showtime. The main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right. He's fighting out of the blue corner, and he enters the ring wearing blue trunks with white trim. He hails from Brentwood, Long Island, New York, and he weighed in at a trim and ready 145 pounds. His fine record includes 54 wins, only 2 defeats, 1 draw, with 43 wins by way of knockout. He's ranked the #1 contender by the WBC and the IBF. Welcome, the former IBF Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, James Buddy McGIRT. And his opponent across the ring, on my left, fighting out of the red corner, is the defending champion. He is wearing black trunks with white lettering and fighting out of Mount Airy, Maryland, by way of Clarendon, Jamaica. His weight is at 147 pounds, and his impressive record includes 34 wins, only 1 defeat, 26 big wins by way of knockout. Welcome, the defending WBC Welterweight Champion of the World, Simon Brown. Once again, referee Mills laying out the instruction.
All right, now this is for the championship of the world. Make a tough, clean fight. You've gone through only instruction 1 time. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions from the challenger? Any questions from the champion? Let's get it on.
The always authoritative Mills Lane with the final words. And that won't wrap you up. Nothing will, as James Buddy McGIRT, rated #1 by the WBC, WBA, and IBF, gets set to tangle with the WBC welterweight champ, Simon Brown, involved in his 10th World Championship fight. He's 9-0, coming in championship fights, and we're underway.
And if there's one thing you can look for Simon, it's patience. He doesn't care what happens in the first 2 or 3. He gets his work in, he measures, he's not in a hurry, and then after that, all hell breaks loose.
I believe that this is somewhat of a dream match. To have a punching welterweight champion of the world against the master slick boxing former junior welterweight champion, and put up 4 pounds of now he's a welterweight, and this is an interesting fight. Simon Brown, in my opinion, should go right on him and take it to him.
Well, Brown told us he hopes to start earlier against McGIRT than he did against Maurice Blocker. Very respectful of Buddy McGIRT in the blue. He says he's got his hands full. Called McGIRT a great boxer and fighter.
Well, if there's any jitteriness, it should be on the part of McGIRT. He should be giving him a lot of motion. He's a fine, fine boxer. Almost an even match. You got to give a championship edge to the champion. But Blocker, remember, he is patient and he feels like when the time comes, he will step on the gas.
Simon Brown has to come in behind that jab and cut the ring off as he do it. Because as you know, Buddy McGIRT is very sleep-footed. And he's moving and you got to start punching and going out.
Look at that shoulder there, Simon. Come on.
But I'll tell you one thing, Mike, he's not going to win the title backing up the whole night. He's going to have to come in to fight from time to time, and that's when it's dangerous for Simon.
Of course, but as you know, he's a slick boxer and a sharp puncher, so he tried to let Simon make mistakes, but he could counter with a hard punch and throw him off guard. Simon, a hard puncher and aggressive fighter that he is, he should take it right to him and punch to the body.
Both have paid their dues. McGIRT, a tireless worker who wins many rounds on sheer volume of punches. There were a few right there.
Oh, he'll do that all night long.
Meanwhile, Brown has that potent left hook. McGIRT has to be leery of that. minute to go in the opening round, scheduled for 12. Brown's biggest flaw, perhaps, is defense. Sometimes he can open himself up. And
Brown must take
is a great
advantage.
defender.
Brown must take advantage of the end punch, end fighting. He mustn't let McGIRT semi-tie him up and then get over the combination. Because Brown has speed in his hand as well.
Yes, opponents are often reluctant to open up the attack on Brown for fear of being countered with a power punch by Simon Brown of the black trunks.
Right now, neither man establishing anything in particular. Both a lot of give and take in this round. The aggressor, Simon Brown. McGIRT has gotten in some very good combinations and shots, but not anything to put any hurt on Simon Brown.
Heading for the bell.
Good boy. Don't throw punches and look, you understand? Get out of there, or either that, get off with your jab. All right, take a deep breath. Very good. There's one in the bank. Don't be afraid to use that jab, yeah? Deep breath, baby. Take your time. It's all yours, you understand? It's one in the bank.
Well, if they go meet up and you just work. That's what I'm talking about.
Emil Griffin, the great trainer, is not saying anything. He's just taking care of Simon Brown. No talking going on in the corner. They must be very confident, Mike, because nobody said anything to Simon Brown.
Simon must pick up the momentum, believe me.
Here we go into round two. The former four-time world champion, Emil Griffin, in the corner of Simon Brown.
As you phrase that, five-time world champion, two-time welterweight champion.
One of the all-time greats.
I tell you, every time we fought him, one of the fighters we had, we lost. I mean, he kept beating everything we had. Angelo's fighters.
Buddy McGIRT won 16 straight fights since losing the IBF Junior welterweight crown to Mildred Taylor, and he's 4-0 since an arm injury, suffered a torn bicep tendon in his left arm against Jose Bermudez in July of '90. Will Brown aim for the arm? He said only if things get nasty. There's a wild miss by Brown. Otherwise, Brown said, I'm going to aim for Buddy's chin.
And then, as you notice, he's taking Simon Brown off the game plan. Buddy McGIRT wants this welterweight championship, a championship that's been established in 1878 by Pat McDuffie. And as you know, great fighters like Sugar Ray Robinson, Ray Leonard became great faces in here, and Simon Brown's trying to, fill in the gap between those great fighters.
And there's no truth to the rumor Freddie was there to call that fight in 1878.
He's looking pretty good since 1878, isn't he? And Simon Brown, as I say, has to take the aggression. Not throw one punch at a time. You have to work off the jab and come in forward. Because Buddy McGIRT is trying to catch him coming in, trying to catch him lunging. And he's too experienced a fighter to be caught that way, I believe. And I believe, fellas, that we're in for a heck of a fight tonight.
Well, so far, so good.
Well, Buddy's fighting on nervous energy, no doubt about that. He's fighting kind of jittery, but you can see exactly what I'm telling you with Simon. He just takes his time. When he gets there, he hits hard. He's not really worried till after the third or fourth innings when everything starts to happen with him.
And Buddy McGIRT likes to rely on speed and head movement, a lot of side to side.
Well, McGIRT can build up a nice lead if he takes advantage of Simon's lackadaisical pace.
Simon must punch to the body and slow McGIRT down. Because McGIRT's a moving, as you said before, he's moving on a lot of nervous energy. Knowing he's in there with one of the most fierce welterweight punches in the whole division history. And he's going to start putting the punches together now to slow McGIRT down.
Simon Brown, who has one of the most potent left hooks in the game.
And great chins. Let us not hasten to add. Great chin, great punching power, and patience adds up to a good champion. McGIRT outspeeding him.
Simon Brown has to put combinations together. He mustn't let Buddy McGIRT take the play away. Buddy McGIRT, a smooth, slick boxer, fast hand. The only way to slow him down is to keep that jab in his face and cut the ring off. Simon Brown's not cutting the ring off. As an experienced fighter he is, he should cut the ring off.
Watch what happens after the third or fourth. When this guy kicks in, he's letting him go, and he's letting him build a lead because he's winning these rounds.
Buddy McGIRT giving a good account of himself here in these first 3 rounds.
But the only thing I want you to do, I want you to move your hand a little more inside. Every time you get close to, don't look to him. I mean to hold him, punch inside. Punch inside, Simon. Don't give it a fight, okay?
These are the flurries that are winning the rounds, these first 2 rounds for McGIRT. Right on the button, sharp. It doesn't quite hurt Simon Brown, but sure takes him out of his rhythm and loses round. Let's take another look at that. Uppercut coming, a wide looping hook. They're not doing damage, but they sure do build up the points.
And they're certainly talking in the corner of Simon Brown right now.
Finally, they said, hey, you better start fighting on the inside and land some body shots. And that's exactly what he's got to do this round.
Buddy McGIRT's corner extremely confident that they're going to walk away with the welterweight championship of the world. But I'm sure Simon Brown has different thoughts in mind. But he must fight differently. He must put punches together. He must hit the body to slow Buddy McGIRT down, which I know he's capable of doing here. And as you see now, he's punching the body to get some perception from Buddy McGIRT.
McGIRT told us Brown wins all of his fights one way, by applying pressure. Then the opponent tries to outbox him and eventually runs out of gas. But McGIRT said he is ready to go a full 12 here and seems to be in great condition.
McGIRT is a finely conditioned athlete, and he is used to going the distance. I saw him go with Frankie Warren twice, and there was no slowing up at all in Buddy McGIRT. He just goes full speed ahead. Good hammering shot by Simon just then.
One of McGIRT's 2 losses to Frankie Warren, the other to Velvet Taylor. Simon Brown 34-1. His long defeats of Marlon Starling at 85. Mills Lane, the 3rd man of the ring, also a district judge out of Rio, former district attorney. He repped the recent Holyfield Cooper fight in Atlanta. Died his 58 championship fight. Good combination.
Simon Brown must not let Buddy McGIRT do that, because every time he do that, it takes the momentum away. It takes his perception off of his punches, and he's out of range to punch because he's so preoccupied with the combination that Buddy McGIRT just doing.
A lot of good fighting just then by Simon. Simon can really fight hard inside. They can't let him loose. Can't let his arm go there.
Simon Brown, as Ferdy pointed out, with a strong chin, he was dropped just once in the first bout with Tyrone Trice.
This is a big fight for Simon Brown, and for both men for that matter. And you know, as you see right now, Buddy McGIRT is trying to make a fool out of him, slipping him, spinning him around, frustrate him. But he has to stay the hard, concrete, concentrate champion that he is. And he's concentrating on the body and slowing Buddy McGIRT down.
Buddy McGIRT stopped only once by Meldrick Taylor and dropped only once by Tony Bowles.
Nice right hand by McGIRT that seemed to stun Simon for a moment.
A left by McGIRT.
Simon Brown must add pressure and punch to the body. He must throw punches. Something has to be done here.
But that will certainly wake up Simon Brown. He's going to hear it in the corner because he's gotten 2 hammering shots. One of them wobbling.
And the chance of Buddy from the New Yorkers in the crowd here in support of McGIRT.
Buddy McGIRT fighting a beautiful fight. He's moving, he's punching, and every once in a while he slams home a winning shot.
Simon Brown must stay cool. Stay cool, champion, and his work concentrate on the body.
Relax yourself. Relax yourself. Okay. Listen to me. Relax yourself. You get close to him and punch. Don't walk in without punching. Get close to my punch. Deep breath. Deep breath. One more. Now you get close to him and punch. Don't just walk in without punching. Don't open me. You're not doing it. Don't open me. Don't do it. Do it.
And see what McGIRT has found, a little combination right inside to Simon Brown. He's been landing that, the points are flowing. Now let's take a look at that big right hand that seemed to wobble for a second. Simon Brown, look at that shot. You see the wobble right there? That, if he could have just stayed close to him and landed an attack, it might have been big trouble for Simon Brown.
And round 4, what a solid right by McGIRT. scheduled for 12. McGIRT gaining confidence with each round.
And from here on out is where we see what the champion is made of, because this is when he likes to fight now. So let's see what happens. He's lost the first 3 quite unofficially on my card.
He was down to Maurice Blocker too, but as we saw, he was a superb finisher and came back to stop his best friend, Maurice. Let's see what happens here against Buddy McGIRT.
For Oldverse, he's starting to jab a lot stronger and a lot harder, trying to control the motion of McGIRT. Trying to get him on the end of that jab.
He wants to continue to accentuate that jab coming and bring up an uppercut and then make a left hook. Because as long as he let Buddy McGIRT concentrate and dictate that jab, he'll throw perception of, as you see, as he did right there.
Good quick right hand by McGIRT.
Right over the jab.
Another shot by McGIRT, this time with the left.
McGIRT outspeeding, outthinking the champion.
I don't know how hard their punches are, but they do look bad to the judges, I'm sure. They look like they see sweat coming off his head. They look like they're damaging punches.
Good combination by McGIRT, followed by a left to the face. McGIRT scoring well here.
And he must punch once he's inside. He must have one more time. There's a cut over the right eye of the champion.
Little trickle of blood over the right eye of Simon Brown.
He's been getting hammered. There's another shot.
Midway through the 4th.
I do not understand why Simon Brown is fighting like that. He's lunging with the left jab. He must put a combination once he's inside. He must not allow Buddy McGIRT to come off like that. He must do a combination punch as soon as he gets inside.
Oh, what a flurry by McGIRT.
McGIRT just looking great.
Tremendous.
Buddy McGIRT is fighting a melted killer. He's running around the ring, but he throws the combination. He always scores. It's not like he's running around and he's just not scoring. He scores and he gets out.
And not getting hit in return.
Exactly.
He's gone, but he's punching and gone.
And he's making the great champion miss and look bad. I can't believe what's happening here.
McGIRT showing tremendous hand speed, landing with a left there.
You're beginning to wonder how many of these shots can Simon Brown take. He's getting clean shots to the head, hooks, and all kind of straight right hands are landing. McGIRT looking wonderful.
And why is Simon Brown walking straight in? Why is he being elusive coming in? Simon Brown, this is not the Simon Brown that I'm used to seeing fight.
Solid right by McGIRT.
It looked like a rock Simon.
It didn't wobble him coming in. He took a misstep. I'm telling you, he can't
Simon
take
put the punch. He must have 3 punches together, not 1 or 2, but 3 punches together.
And now,
yeah. Continue, go back with a punch. Simon Brown must punch more than
what an exchange to end the 4th.
Let's take a look at that big right hand. McGIRT is hitting right on the button. You see the way that the head moves off to the side. It's having a big effect. Let's take another look from another angle. You see it's right on the button, and his legs are wobbling as the champion, Simon Brown. And he doesn't look like he has an answer, Mike, for this. He doesn't look like he knows what to do.
Buddy McGIRT is an extremely smart fighter, and he's fighting a smart fight, counter punching, in and out, like the old time fighters do. You throw a punch, you throw the punch with you, but he's on the outside while his punch is connecting. He's on the outside where he's not getting hit. And how long can he keep it up? We don't know. Simon Brown's not fighting with the intensity that we used to see him fight. And if he wants to keep this championship, he has to go for blood. He has to rough him up in there. He has to fight like a champ. You have to make him. If you want this title, you have to beat me with everything I know. And I'm going to fight hard and dirty.
Brown getting cautioned for hitting behind the head.
You got to count. You got to count. Buddy McGIRT get ready to throw a right hand. So you got to count. As I'm saying all the time, get ready to throw the right hand. And Simon Brown being the experienced fighter he is, and the champion of the world of come, why isn't he able to see that? I don't know.
I think he's gotten a little mentally lazy at the beginning, and now he's way behind, at least unofficially, 4 rounds to nothing. And so he's got to start throwing hard punches and hope that one of them lands and stops Buddy McGIRT, because Buddy seems to have found the answer.
Well, Buddy's fighting very well, but let's see how long he lasts.
McGIRT to this point in total command. The much busier of the two, the challenger, Buddy McGIRT, for the WBC welterweight crown. He can taste it.
It's too early for that. Simon's trying to get that look. He's starting to get that hunter look that he gets when he wants to punch hard and put somebody out. Look at that. Oh, low. Very low.
Bill Swain steps in, but says nothing to Simon Brown. Didn't have the angle as we did.
He must be the right uppercut and the left hook in order to connect. He has to throw more than one punch to hit his guy as quick as Buddy McGIRT. You have to put the punches together, Simon Brown.
Brown, an easy target, just standing right in front of McGIRT.
But he is on the attack. But the pressure is different this round. This round, it's Simon Brown with the pressure that he hadn't had yet.
Good thumping right by Simon Brown. McGIRT slipping punches afterwards.
Simon must continue to bring the attack, the ferocious attack. Continue to punch while he's inside. And if you want to be successful in defending his title, you have to punch while he's inside because Buddy McGIRT will kill him with the speed.
As he did late against Maurice Blocker. There's a good left by McGIRT that penetrated. Less than 20 seconds in the 5th round. McGIRT going to the head again.
And for some strange reason, Brown's not throwing punches with the extreme snap on it. He needs that intention in order to defend his title successfully.
Good boy. There's 5 in the bank, buddy. Relax. The savings alone will be looking for you. How you feel, champ? Keep that mouth closed. Keep your hands up. Buddy, you go back to the boom, boom, boom jam, all right? Double jam. Take a deep breath. Come on, you're all right. You didn't even get your signal. Don't give him nothing free.
That be one thing big for you. Move the head on punch. Or everything. Difference.
Well, coming up in January, another one. Donovan Razor Ruddock, one of the most feared punchers in the heavyweight division, returns to the ring to face former WBA heavyweight champion Greg Page. It'll be Ruddock's first fight since his decision loss to a fellow named Mike Tyson last June. Mike's sitting to our left as we head into round 6.
All right, now Buddy McGIRT must punch. Once he's inside, must do everything. Must push him off, punch. Continue to punch with snap. He must bend his legs more to get the power from this. Now Buddy McGIRT looks like he may have slowed down a little because they allowed him to get off those punches in the clinching.
If you notice that last round, the distance short between them. Simon pressed. Simon fought inside. Simon hit to the body. And all of a sudden, there was a different fight going there. It's starting to change. See? He's not floating around like a butterfly anymore.
Brown looking to stalk Buddy McGIRT.
Why did he hesitate right now when he punched? He must continue with punching combination, Simon. If he didn't do a 3-punch combination, he would have took Buddy McGIRT out there.
Brown landed with the left though.
Here comes smoking. Here comes smoking Simon.
McGIRT comes back. Well, here comes Brown again.
Now this is Brown on the attack. This is the hunter and the prey. This is the guy that wakes up in round 4 or 5.
And keep an eye out on that right eye of Simon Brown. Looks like it may be closing a bit.
Simon Brown seemed to pick up the momentum at this particular point. We're in the 6th round. 6 more rounds to go. This fight is fast paced. It looks like he hurt Buddy a little left hook to the body.
He's punching hard to the body now, Mike. And that's taking the legs out from McGIRT.
Exactly. As you can see, Freddie, he's slowing down.
He isn't dancing anymore. The guy is on him. Simon is on him, and he's on him with hard punches to the body. There's
my God. Simon Brown is punching extremely hard to the body, and it should stay there.
Simon is hunting with a shotgun in his hand. There's another one. That's low. That was low.
Oh.
No warning. Combination to the head by McGIRT.
But McGIRT is shooting with a BB gun, and Simon Brown is shooting with a shotgun.
Less than a minute remaining. 6th round.
Toe-to-toe action, and this is what we need to bring boxing back to life. Two great fighters like this.
Frantic exchanges. A lunging left by Brown. Brown in close. But McGIRT standing toe-to-toe with Brown.
Oh, Brown is punching with bad intentions.
Now, the evil intentions are coming out.
The strong finisher.
What's going on in McGIRT's mind? This guy's taking my best shot.
McGIRT looking winded. Final seconds of round 6. Big round for Brown.
Brown has turned the tide of this fight. He's taking the fight out of McGIRT. Almansky, the doctor, has been called in to take a look at the cut, which does not appear bad enough. Let's listen.
I don't believe the cut is bad enough for the doctor should be in the ring. Exactly. You being a doctor for these shit.
Let's take a look at that hard body work that's turning this fight around.
Oh,
those punches right under the heart and to the liver and to the side are taking the legs out of Buddy McGIRT. Let's take another good look. These punches, look at that. That's a solid, hard punch.
We have two courageous fighters, and Simon Brown coming on in the 6th round. And now here we go to 7th round. Simon Brown still stalking.
And he might have a little bit more fuel in his tank because he's got a cut and he's afraid they may stop it, although it doesn't look like anything. I'm amazed that they brought the doctor in.
Buddy McGIRT had his mouth open.
Right Brown.
Buddy McGIRT, he was slowing down in the end of the 6th round, and as you know right now, he's been hit with a good punch, and now he has his mouth open. He's breathing through his mouth, so ironically, it seems as if he's something fair.
And blood flying from above the right eye of Simon Brown. Lunging left there by Brown. Not much impact though.
Brown coming on like a runaway freight train. And McGIRT looking like a guy standing in the tracks waiting to get run over.
A very intense battle, this WBC 108 title, right from the opening bell. McGIRT in command at the outset, but Brown comes. Oh, my God.
A good example of what Tyson said a moment ago. Body shots inside. And that's what you just saw Simon Brown do. 3 or 4 inside digging body shots.
Sorry, it's unbelievable how quick the body punches take effect. 1 minute the guy's moving fast, and then the next second he dies instantaneously.
McGIRT looking a little worried. He's not had the confidence that he had in those first 4 rounds.
Simon Brown must continue to punch to the body in order to slow the swoops of the fighter down.
I think he senses that he's getting this guy right where he wants him, in his sights.
Now McGIRT aiming for the damaged eye, without having any impact. There's a right hand by Brown, and Brown able to eat some punches too.
Brown is just... Here comes McGIRT a little bit.
Yeah, combination by McGIRT.
Oh,
wild action.
First offensive action by McGIRT in a long time.
Buddy McGIRT got a special breath air from somewhere, and he's punching back. With the sharp combination he was doing earlier in the fight.
The problem is it has no effect on Simon Brown. It keeps coming.
But it looks good to the judges.
But he's gotten hammered all during this round. It wasn't enough to take this round.
Again, McGIRT opening up. Right uppercut by McGIRT.
Simon Brown must put the combination together. With less than 30 seconds left. Oh, hard body punches. And you can see they take effect, buddy, because you see.
One good shot, but he moved away to admire his work rather than stay there and follow it up. Simon doesn't make that mistake. He stays there.
The slugfest raging on. No knockdowns as of yet.
Great shot by Simon, but he took it. A good shot by McGIRT in return. action. There's a right hand. Simon McGIRT trying to stick that little right hand back in. Look at that shot by Simon. Let's take a look at this kind of action. Let's repeat it. Let's look from a different angle. That gives you perspective of the punch. Both men throwing right hands at the same time, and then he comes back for more. Simon is on the hustle.
Simon should put those punches in 2 or 3 punches in session. I know it's tough when you're fighting the guy that's throwing bad. You don't get hit every time.
Here we go, check us out.
Round 8 scheduled for 12. Simon Brown showing he can take the punishment and then dish it out.
And this fight is getting very even. One more round, Simon Brown pulls out, and he's dead even.
Turning into a vicious affair.
But you can feel the momentum change. You can feel the ebb and flow is going toward the champion, who's more confident every round, stronger every round. McGIRT looking more tentative, more fearful every round. Fearful's not the right word. Cautious should be the word.
As you said before, as you noted, Simon Brown is getting more and more closer with that right hand.
A big-time brawl here in Las Vegas between Simon Brown and Buddy McGIRT for the title. Combination to the head by McGIRT. Brown seemed to deflect it.
Not much on the punches of McGIRT. He's landing, but
I look
not
at the face of Buddy McGIRT. Looks a little bewildered. He's feeling the punches from Simon Brown.
I'll tell you one thing, Bertie. Brown's not looking ahead to Norris or Chavez.
No, he's facing one fight at a time. He's facing, and then when he gets his hunters going on, he's relentless. He's a good welterweight.
In support of James Buddy McGIRT. You can hear that. Over 100. Big right by McGIRT, followed by a right by Brown. But McGIRT was more effective.
More impressive, too. It was long.
Combination by McGIRT. Brown taking a lot of punishment, eating a lot of leather. Less than a minute to go in the game.
And we're watching a fight. Simon Brown's in a fight of his life, coming on and on. And he threw the mouthpiece out on purpose. Buddy McGIRT threw the mouthpiece out on purpose.
He's tired. He's weary. He can't breathe right.
Because he's spitting out.
Bill Swain just picked it up with his left hand and flipped it into the McGIRT corner. McGIRT fighting without the mouthpiece. Less than 30 seconds in a round.
And he was just in a... Buddy McGIRT is slowing down. He's throwing the combination punches, but he's going through the motions. He's slowing down. Simon Brown is taking his toll. He must punch once he gets inside, though. He doesn't punch. He's just wasting time. Hit the body. At this particular time, Simon Brown has to hit the body.
Now, with about 5 seconds, Lane pulls time to get the mouthpiece in.
Come on.
He wanted to wait for the action to side, and now they got it back in. That's it.
Let's try. Come on, give me your info. Close your eyes, man. Give me. Put your head down. What's the hundreds and on? That's a wonderful. Nice. Get it off. Keep your hands up, Simon. Keep your hands up, Simon. Keep your hands up and drop slowly and put your knees. When you get them on the rope.
Sometimes fighters spit out the mouthpiece. You see, it was already half out. He just spit it out in order to take a good breath, get that bothersome mouthpiece out. But that's indicative of the fact that he's very tired.
But Fernie, this tells you something. When he did something of that nature, it makes me feel that he's reluctant about his chances now.
It is round 9, scheduled for 12.
Round 8 was a fairly even round.
Simon Brown must stay to the body, and that mouthpiece will be spit out again. He mustn't allow him to take the momentum away.
Slapping left by McGIRT. Brown likes to tempt fighters into toe-to-toe brawls, and we've got one here. These are the moments when Brown usually pours it on. But Brown has taken a lot of punishment in the earlier rounds here, and he's taking more now.
Simon Brown must continue to punch to the body.
A nice uppercut.
He must continue to throw those combinations as he's throwing hard.
Good combination by McGIRT to the head.
McGIRT making a heck of a motion to take this round away from Simon, who stopped fighting for some reason, and that reason is Buddy McGIRT. He's right in his face and punching a lot. Tired as he is, weary as he is, he's in there.
Brown looking weary, and McGIRT has a second win.
Yep, McGIRT has a second win here, and he's
Simon Brown still got murder on his punches, as you noted.
Well, he can't gamble too much more because this is close now.
Buddy McGIRT again looks like he's tired. Every minute and a half, Buddy McGIRT seems to take it as if he's tired or so.
The crowd at a fever pitch throughout most of this fight. The many fans traveling from New York. The rage hit for Buddy McGIRT.
Buddy winning this round with an exceptional display of energy. Just when you thought he was through, he is coming back.
He spit out the mouthpiece at the end of the previous round, looking for more air, and he's got it here tonight.
Two hammering shots. Those are the first ones that look like they had some on them.
Combination to the head by McGIRT. That snapped Brown's head back.
What an exhibition by McGIRT. He just from the edge of doom, he came back and he's been fighting his heart out this round.
And again, he's tired. His mouthpiece is getting ready to come out.
He's tired, Mike, but he's got a big heart.
Buddy McGIRT's giving every round. Every round is giving everything he has. And Simon Brown has to come on if he wants to keep the welterweight championship of the world.
What a combination by McGIRT.
Oh my. Simon Brown must have concrete in his blood.
A right by Brown to end the round. Well, this is quite a close fight, and speaking of close fights, in February, Showtime Championship Boxing goes down under as we bring you live via satellite from Australia the Azuma Nelson-Jeff Fenech rematch for the WBC Super Featherweight title. This past June, Nelson and Fenech fought to a controversial draw, with the champion Nelson retaining the title. I hope you can join us in February from Australia.
Let's watch McGIRT's valiant comeback. This was from the edge of doom. He came back and he's putting combinations in, hard combinations, and then moving away before the champion has time to return the favor.
We'll take the other side.
That was a big round.
Buddy McGIRT is giving everything he's got. Oh my.
He took the aggressiveness. He took everything out of Simon Brown. Now Simon's got to try to win back the lead.
Round 10, Brown very eager to get back into it. He's pressing the attack. Let's see how McGIRT handles.
Oh my.
Unofficially, my score is Buddy McGIRT ahead, 87-85. But this is so close. It could be either
Me,
way.
myself, I got the bout even.
The judges, Jerry Roth, Dalby Shirley, and Ray Solis. In Las Vegas, anything can happen.
Buddy McGIRT is fighting really hard out. But then again, Simon Brown is at all times punching hard. Anything can happen there.
And he is hunting. He is chasing. He is the aggressor, and those are points in his favor. And he is a champion, and that has something to do with it.
He must go more than one punch, though. He must go more than one punch.
We saw what happened in the Nelson-Fenech fight. A lot of people thought Fenech won that fight. It was a draw. Nelson retained his title. Who knows?
That right uppercut to the body, I believe, shook Buddy McGIRT a little.
It's right under the heart. And
Oh,
hurts.
my.
Another one.
Those are the punches that make his mouthpiece come out of his mouth.
This is the first clinch we've seen in the whole fight. Unbelievable. It has been so action-packed. Midway through the 10th now. Oh, brother, a left by Buddy McGIRT.
First good offensive action of the round by McGIRT. Finding solid point, building domination.
Simon Brown never stops. He continues to come. He always comes. And that's another mental edge on him. Buddy McGIRT must say, what's holding this guy up? I'm hitting him with clean shots, flush in the jaw. And he's not even budging.
But Brown's defense, as we said at the outset, a flaw. He opens himself up and McGIRT's taking advantage. But can Brown come back and score a knockout punch like he did against Blocker?
Simon Brown back on the attack, back turning this round in his favor.
Definitely that combination again. He's doing it right here, left hook.
He's right on his feet. He doesn't look that hurt.
We got 22 seconds left.
Brown down for the second time.
Buddy McGIRT will try to finish him right now.
Can McGIRT finish him off in the final 10 seconds of the 10th?
Let's take a look at this knockdown because it seemed to be a flash. That was right. There was a good left hook.
It was a left hook that did it.
There's another left hook, and down he goes. There's two hooks that got him down. The right didn't land real flush, but the hooks did. That's the first one right there from this viewpoint. And here comes the next one, right there. And the legs went out from under Simon, and was that a surprise knockdown, Mike?
Oh, man, the punches had to land because Simon was hitting the consecutive and he was doubling up on the left hook, tripling up on him. And one of them had to land. And both fighters being as tired as they are and exhausted, anything can happen.
And now the title is really up for grabs.
Simon Brown must come out and give everything he had.
Round 11, Brown the champion. McGIRT the #1 contender. McGIRT decking Brown weight in the 10th. Time, says Bill's man. Something with the mouthpiece.
Simon Brown started the round without a mouthpiece.
Oh, man.
Here we go, come on.
Daniel Griffin got a little excited.
They lost their composure in the corner. They forgot to put in the mouthpiece.
Daniel Griffin was a great champion, but he's starting to work the corner. And let's go back to this fight.
Oh, man.
Simon Brown must continue to keep his defense up, keep his hands up, and come in moving his head and punching as he makes Buddy McGIRT miss. He mustn't do winning the post. The thing is, he's trying to work the post and go and make the champion together.
With that big 10-8 round, all Buddy's got to do is get on his bicycle and survive, and he is the next champion, at least unofficially on my card.
And McGIRT, knowing deep down inside, he's got to be cautious too, careful. He knows about Brown's potent left hook. But McGIRT showing no respect.
Simon Brown not used to fighting such a short, weak-footed fighter, but he's very fast, and as he punches, he's getting close. He's trying to get Simon Brown a chance to get off. But Simon Brown must punch, show the inside, he must go to combination. Even though he's tired, he has to punch. But this is the championship of the world at stake.
McGIRT continues to be in command.
Well, he got a big lift off that knockdown, and now he knows he can be the champion of the world. And Simon Brown doesn't know how to catch up with McGIRT and save his title.
Buddy McGIRT just dropped the most fierce welterweight in the world at this particular moment and giving a good account of himself. Simon Brown must keep his hands up.
That knockdown is taking a lot out of Simon Brown because he's not attacking with big force.
He must keep his hands up. And this guy will counter punch him to death.
Again, McGIRT asserting himself. Less than a minute to go in the 11th. Lunging left uppercut by McGIRT.
Buddy McGIRT is pot shot, the best welterweight champion in the world today.
Well, he might have been the best yesterday because today it's going to be Buddy McGIRT if he keeps this up.
Other champs are Meldrick Taylor and Maurice Blocker, who are taking note of Buddy McGIRT tonight. McGIRT hasn't been a champion since 1988 when he lost the IBF junior welterweight crown to Meldrick Taylor.
And McGIRT fighting brilliantly. If he doesn't make a mistake, he is in good shape in this fight.
And Simon Brown at his 10th championship fight, 9-0 in those fights.
Simon Brown, he has to make Buddy McGIRT exert energy because he's coming up to the last round. You have to exert energy. But the last round he's taking it easy, he's gonna go full steam in the 12th round.
Round 11 in the books. 3 minutes to go.
Oh, no. Oh, damn. Kevin, no more racing over here. No more racing. Champ, no more racing. Simon, fuck the eye. You can do it. You can do it. No eyes. You can do it. All right. Don't give up. Look at the doc, sir. Look at the doc. Doc is all right. Look at the doc. He's all right, doc. He's okay, Simon. Belly weight, belly. Okay, baby.
Now you can rest all day tomorrow, champion.
Come on, we're doing this. Let's go, baby.
3 minutes. 12th and final round of the WBC Welterweight Championship. Can Buddy McGIRT hang on here and pull it off? Seemingly all he has to do is stay away.
And he is such a good boxer. He has such motion that he can do it.
If Buddy McGIRT only looks like he's 5 the round, he's making a big mistake. He should go in there and try to finish the fight off if he can.
He's doing some hard leather. Right, that was a hard right hand.
Can Simon Brown pull it off? Can he come back and knock McGIRT out?
Simon Brown has to round. That's everything he got right now. And I know he's the type of champion that has to made him do it. This is an exciting moment, and I'm just tongue-tied from just watching the two great fighters fight.
The crowd chanting for McGIRT. Brown it looks like has to knock McGIRT out to win it, but look at McGIRT.
McGIRT is using his head. One of the first 4 rounds is one of the last 2. Superior boxing, lateral motion, and all of a sudden, a fresh wellspring of energy that comes from the impending championship belt.
Oh my, left hook missed and might have done damage. Simon Brown must continue to punch. He's working into punches, which is unlike Simon Brown.
Well, he's got to be desperate now. Less than a minute and a half. Brown has to throw caution to the wind. But back comes McGIRT with combination.
Too fast, too much boxing skill for Simon, who is a slower fighter and a more determined fighter, but he can't find it.
And Brown looking oh so frustrated.
Miracles do happen in boxing, but not usually on a night like this.
He'll have to do it in the last 55. That wasn't it. That right eye closing, Simon Brown.
McGIRT solidly ahead on my scorecard, and I doubted the judges would see it differently with that knockdown, but we never know.
Simon Brown must, this is only 30 seconds left. He must do something. He has to change the tide somehow. It's never too late, but he has to do something. It doesn't look good in his hand.
We've had so many upsets here on Showtime. McGIRT, the challenger, coming in the underdog. We'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 10 seconds left. Let's look at good boxing.
exhibited by this man. Look at them crowd around Buddy McGIRT, his family, his friends.
Buddy McGIRT fought hard.
Really did.
And New York has another champion, but as we don't know. But from now, look at the scorecard. It looks like New York has another champion.
It is going to the judges. Jerry Roth, Belby Shirley, and Ray Solis. Buddy and his family and friends praying. We saw him praying prior to the fight. There was one knockdown, Mike, as you saw in the 10th round. Solid left by Buddy McGIRT. Check it out.
And as you said, punches like this gives you inspiration. Look at the comments. A sneaky left hook, and as you notice, he was tripling the punches up, and one of them had to land. One, and he moves. Two, and the third punch. Here it goes. Boom. And he dropped the great welterweight champion.
Sprawled out on the campus, Simon Brown has lost only one fight, in danger of losing the championship to the man in blue, Buddy McGIRT.
And as you know, this will be the first title fight. If he's to lose, and Brown was to lose.
9-0 in championship fights coming in. A long night for Simon Brown. In there with a tough customer in James Buddy McGIRT. Getting ready for the decision. We're standing by. Let's go up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lanham Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 championship rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judging ringside, Belby Shirley scores at 119-108. Ray Solis scores at 117-110, as does Jerry Roth, 117-110. All three in favor of the winner and the new WBC welterweight champion, James Buddy McGIRT.
There you have it, a new champion.
A new champion from Brentwood, New York, James Buddy McGIRT. And that's just another long list of champions from New York.
Now we're sitting with a former world heavyweight champion from New York, Mike Tyson, who enjoyed the action here tonight with many fans here at the Mirage. What a great effort by James Buddy McGIRT.
There's no doubt, a professional, classy, straight-up boxing style. People should take notes, because this is one of the greatest boxing exhibitions we've seen in years.
Only Brown's second career loss, his first in 10 championship fights, but Buddy McGIRT taking the title away from Simon Brown. Take a look at this. Finally getting that elusive title back after losing a belt in '88, taking 3 years to climb back to the championship level. We'll be getting some final comments from Mike Tyson here at ringside, but standing by in the ring is the fight doctor, Freddie Pacheco.
Simon.
Yes.
Did you feel that slipping away in the middle when you looked like you were in command, and all of a sudden it slipped away from you?
Well, I'll tell you, after coming down from 175 pounds, and I'm for no excuse, Buddy's definitely going to move a lot. I could have held myself better, but I think I need to be a little bit more active. In the ring, I've been out for a long time. Again, that's no excuse. Coming down from 175 pounds to make welterweight, man, ain't he in a week.
And so you're not fighting anymore at welterweight?
No, I'm going to wave it goodbye and move up to weight, because this weight is just killing me. Well, coming into the fight, I feel I have nothing. I mean, I haven't drink and eat nothing actually in a week.
Did his speed surprise you?
No, I know Buddy was fast and swift, you know, and I think I could have catch up more, but just the weight just couldn't, that I dropped off from 175, maybe 78 pounds, I just couldn't catch up, you know, because the leg wouldn't allow me, and I could feel my hands then was too light.
Well, you've had a nice long run as a welterweight, and now it's upward into the junior middleweights and middleweights.
I definitely did. I have a very good time by the IBF when I was a YBF champ, the WBC also. I tell you, you know, the weight was just a factor. Again, no excuse.
Well,
I've been fighting this weight since 1979, and I just stayed it too long. And I know it was eventually would catch up with me, but I just figured I was hard-headed.
All right, thank you very much. And now from a disappointed Simon Brown to a jubilant Buddy McGIRT, who is standing by with a new belt on, his gloves still on, and let's turn around a moment, Buddy. Buddy, you look like you faded in the middle. You spit out your mouthpiece, and then you took off.
Freddie, I got to say first, I give all my praise to God upstairs, to my fans from Long Island, my mom and my managers and everybody, and my kids. And like I said to my brother Tyrone, who couldn't be here, we did it, Tyrone. I love you, baby. I'll be home to see you soon, baby.
All right, the question is, did you kick into some extra gear after it looks like you were blowing it in the middle, and then you kicked out your mouthpiece, and all of a sudden you took off?
Fred, this was the fight of my life. You know, God forbid if I had lost this one, it would have been another long, hard road, another hard climb back. They said I couldn't do it. They said I wasn't strong as a welterweight. They said I was finished, but I proved them all wrong. Thanks to Don King and Madison Square Garden, and especially to Simon Brown. They gave me an opportunity to show that I'm not finished. So I'm back now, Freddie. And right now, I don't want to talk about nobody. I just want to rest right now.
Was there any doubt in your mind after you knocked him out that you were the welterweight champion? Knocked him down, not knocked him out.
It's not over till it's over, Freddie, you know, and I just got to keep pushing. You know, I was far away from home. He was the champion. I know to win the title, you got to go in and you got to fight like a champion to take it. So
let's take a look at the knockdown and see if you can reminisce with us. Tell us what was hurting him.
Well, every time I was catching with the jabs in the right hand, they would catch him, so I threw it right, and I remember my manager all of a sudden playing with the hook.
And then another one.
And I let it rip. That's the same arm that
Here's the second.
I had ruptured the tendon in, you know, and they said that I was finished. But thanks to Dr. Marzak and Mike Rosenhaus and everybody at Southfield Sports Medicine, they got my arm back in shape, and I'm back and I'm world champion again.
So you will be the welterweight champion and defend the welterweight championship, but when, Don?
We're going to get him as soon as possible. We're going to talk to Al Soto, his manager. Nobody would make the fight. I need the fight for him. The guy's got the fight now. He's the champion. He can get a chance to prove himself. So we want to say hello to Al Braver, who had a great part in helping Al Soto to come to grips with this. But it's a great thing for Showtime, and again, shows that Showtime boxing is #1.
Well, Al Soto, the manager of congratulations to you, congratulations to the fighter and the champion, and back to Steve Albert at ringside.
All right, thanks very much, Ferdy. What a night here. We're with Mike Tyson ringside, and McGIRT is back on top. He's now a two-time champion.
Hey, man, this is the most exciting moment of his life. And as you said before, I know he don't even want to talk about fighting anybody. He want to go home, put his kids in. This is an exciting moment for him. Hopefully, if Brown's not in a hurry to rush up, they could fight a rematch. And that's something I think the crowd would be more anticipated to have. Because this is a fight that was very underestimated. Not the great crowd came out that was expected to, but if a rematch came, I think they would sell the place out.
A real street fight, a slugfest, and Buddy McGIRT is the winner. Your impressions of the NABF Super Middleweight Championship: Randall Yonker against Michael Nunn. Nunn winning with a knockout at 147 of the 10th round. He was ahead on all cards.
Nunn was better than ever. You know what I mean? This is the new Michael Nunn, and Randall put a good account of himself as well. Neither fighter lost anything. Randall should be back again, and as we know, we're going to hear a lot from Mr. Michael Nunn.
All right, a fight of great interest to you, the recent Holyfield Cooper fight. What do you think of the stoppage there, Mike?
Well, can I tell you something? It's very it's funny that when Holyfield got hit and he went against the rope, that he got a standing 8 count, and Bert Cooper didn't get the same opportunity to get a standing 8 count. But then again, I'm just going from rules of refereeing. I'm not saying that I'm in any class of refereeing as the great Mills Lane did, but it just didn't look right from my view. It didn't look right. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been wrong on many occasions here.
We looked it up. Well, you're human, but we looked it up. The rules, WBA, WBF, and IBF rule is if a fighter hits the ropes and the ropes keep him from hitting the canvas, the referee can determine that it was a knockdown, so it's a mandatory 8 count. Not a standing 8 count, but a mandatory 8 count. So I thought it was a good call by Mills Lane.
But then I'm wrong again. And I'm sorry, Mr. Lane. Continue to do good work.
But after what you saw, does it make you all the more eager, all the more antsy to get into the ring with Evander?
Well, I'm always looking forward to fighting Holyfield. You know what I mean? In due time, hopefully we get the match off. And after the fight, Holyfield will be dismantled, and I'll be the next heavyweight champion of the world.
But don't you think Holyfield would have been more up that particular night, more psyched up by you?
Absolutely. I believe perhaps he had a bad night. I give him the benefit of that he had a bad night. But I believe at his best he doesn't stand a chance with me.
Okay, and it's your plan to fight Holyfield as soon as possible?
Absolutely.
Okay, Mike, thank you so much for joining us.